Welcome back, friends and family. Thanks for joining me again. And our blog post this week is It All Matters. We like to believe we can change our lives with singular, bold actions. We try to mend relationships with grand gestures. We tell ourselves tomorrow's the day we head to the gym and get healthy. We're certain everything will turn around when we have more time, when we make more money, when the moment is right. That's a comforting delusion. It lets us believe we're an 80s movie montage away from righting the ship, from cleaning up our lives and accomplishing our dreams. That's just not the way things typically work. Most of our problems aren't the result of some singular occurrence. So it stands to reason that our solutions wouldn't be either. We like to think our hardships stem from one bad break, the same way we think we can fix things with one heroic feat. That's why we blame other people for our problems. That's why we think our situations can't be overcome. It's easier to point to one bad turn, but usually our obstacles are the cumulative sum of many decisions made over a long period of time. Most things in life are the result of little practices repeated day after day. That's not very flashy, but it is true. There are undoubtedly things outside our control. There are singular tragedies and incredible gifts. There is an element of chance in this endeavor we call life. Some things are just plain old dumb luck. I was born to kind and loving parents at a time and in a place filled with opportunities. I didn't do anything to earn my fortunate situation, just as a child growing up without such support did nothing to deserve his or her challenges. It's not fair. But even in cases of seemingly singular tragedies, the solution is a function of many different things. Because we don't have control over everything, we must place our focus on those things we can control. It serves no one to curse the fates. We have to focus on the 6 inches in front of our faces, and that's hard. Sometimes it seems like the things we can control are too small, too insignificant to really make a difference. But everything we do adds or subtracts to our lives. There is no third direction. It all adds up. It all matters. I often stress this with my students and athletes, and I've been really leaning into that focus lately. I'm fortunate to coach in a strong football program. I take very little credit for our success, but we've won a state title. We've been in the state semifinals 3 of the last 4 years. Playing in the semifinals is great, and I've loved coaching those teams, but ending the season so close to the championship game is bittersweet. I've been telling my athletes we want to operate at a championship level, and that means focusing on the little things. Winning a state title requires a lot of little things done over and over. It takes some good fortune too, but when strong programs clash deep in the playoffs, the difference is often in the details. And it's not just about execution of the game either. I offer an example every summer with the athletes in our strength and conditioning program. If an athlete isn't pushing him or herself in one of our auxiliary lifts, for instance, I point out that doing 10 more pounds doesn't seem like much. In fact, 10 pounds isn't very much. But if we do that lift for 10 reps, that 10 pounds becomes 100. If we do 2 sets, we're at 200. Even if we only do that exercise once a week, there are 10 weeks in our summer strength and conditioning program. That means one individual is lifting 2,000 more pounds on that lift over the summer. That's 1 ton. 10 pounds doesn't seem very significant, but a ton is pretty substantial. If we take that one little increase and apply it across 50 football players, our team moves 100,000 pounds we wouldn't have otherwise lifted. It adds up. Such things are fairly easy to measure in the weight room, but it is true of all endeavors. The other coaches and I will hammer athletes about their academics, about how they conduct themselves outside of school, about how disciplined they are in their daily lives. Success breeds success, and it is very difficult to turn on excellence. It is something that must be embodied, cultivated, constantly tended. That is how we take control of our existence and lead the lives we yearn to live. We all face challenges. We all fall on hard times. Our obstacles might seem insurmountable. It may feel like we're spinning our wheels, but there is always a way out. It might not be easy, but it's not complicated. All we have to do is focus on the things we can control. We have to continually attack those practices. That can feel daunting, but it can also be empowering. If we can remember the importance of each small task, we can revel in the process and take solace in knowing that our every action serves a purpose. Then nothing seems impossible. Our dreams may rest off in the distant, but each step brings us closer. We don't need to wait for the right time because there isn't one. We don't need some lucky break because it might not come. All we have to do is put in the work and remember, it all matters. That's the end of that post, and I was thinking about that specifically with our athletes because we were talking about with our football players. When we finished in the semifinals 3 of the last 4 years, something that I bring up with people a lot of times is there are a lot of things in life where people get what they earn. Most things in life. There's always bad breaks and just bad luck. There's always tragedy and challenges, but a lot of things in life we get what we've earned. And if we're in the semifinals 3 out of 4 years, that's a great thing. And I don't want to knock that, and I've loved coaching every one of the young men and women who've been associated with those programs, those teams. But if we want to take the next step, if we don't want to finish in that semifinal area, we have to focus on a lot of little things. Because you get to that level and the competition is very stiff and little mistakes and little flaws are revealed. So we have to focus on little things. And that's not just on the football field. It's not just in the weight room. It's in the classroom and it's in our daily lives because those little practices all add up. And that's such an important thing to remember in our daily lives because we have a tendency to feel like the things we're doing are maybe insignificant. There's a lot of stuff that's sold to us as a cure-all, as the right diet, the right exercise program. There's so many self-help programs, and those things are all great and well and good. But that's something I'll bring up to people too if they'll talk about, say, like a strength conditioning program. And I'm always kind of like, well, any program that's fairly thought out, none of them are designed to not work. The key is getting your athletes to buy in and do it and believe in the process. It's the same thing with coaching football. People aren't drawing up plays that they don't think are going to work. It's about getting the buy-in and working on the little things. The problem is that's not real flashy. And it's easy to get impatient, especially in today's society. But I think we can flip that around. it's easy to look at it as I'm not gaining much ground with these little things that I'm doing. But if we can really understand that every little thing matters and it all adds up, then that goal, that dream that seems so far away, gets a little bit closer with every action. And then nothing becomes too insignificant. Everything becomes important in our quest for achieving those goals. And that's just a more productive way to frame things. And it really does work. It's not fancy, there's no secret, it's just hard work over and over again. But that can really be empowering if we're willing to just take down little things again and again. Thank you again for joining me for this stuff. I really appreciate it. And we'll keep turning out some more things. Have a great day. Much love.